Today, in this video, we're going to be going over the 22 ARC again. We're going to be doing some load development using a bunch of different powders, testing the 22 ARC, and more specifically, the 80 grain ELD-X bullet in the 22 ARC. So we've got some Hornady brass that's been once fired. It was factory ammo, and then we fired it. Now we have reloaded it with this particular batch of components here. For those of you that are interested in the components as well as the equipment that we're using for this test, I will put all that in the description underneath the video. For those of you that haven't seen this type of format before, that's what we do every time. We put all of the information on all the specs on everything that we use in the description, so please check that out if you want specific details. That being said, today we're going to be testing these powders: Benchmark, Ramshot Xterminator, 8208 from IMR, Ramshot TAC, Hodgdon H4839, or I'm sorry, 4895, Hodgdon Varget, Hodgdon CFE 223, and then Lever Evolution from Hodgdon, I believe that's right. So again, we all know who makes the powders, but the point is we're going to be doing like 8 different powders. And again, it's going to be the 80 grain Hornady ELD-X bullet in all of them. It's all once fired factory ammo from different lots, so this is not exactly all from the same lot of ammo that was previously fired, so you do get, I think, some inconsistencies because of that. We've talked about that in past videos. The primers we're using are CCI 450s, so it's a small rifle Magnum primer. We are going to be starting with 22.5 grains of Hodgdon Benchmark, and we're shooting at about 100 yards. It's not quite 100 yards, but again, people don't like it when I say anything smaller than that 3-digit number. So we are going to start with 22.5 grains of Benchmark, and we're going to be shooting at the center of the target because I'm not 100% positive this thing's still sighted in, and I just want to see where the point of impact is before we start going towards the edges of the paper. So we're going to go for dead center. We got our little brass catcher here just to make sure that the brass doesn't go flying in God's green earth, which is right now pretty dull in color because it is winter. So we're going to start with these bad boys and see where we hit. Got the Garmin set up here. I'm going to read off the speeds as we shoot. If these are kind of underpowered, which I loaded these a long time ago, so I don't really remember, we'll throw the suppressor on there just to get some extra back pressure so that we get reliable cycling. 24-28. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't expect it to go off. I didn't think it would cycle because it's shooting so softly, it's unbelievable. I mean, literally by far the softest shooting gun I've ever shot in my life as far as the gas gun's concerned. It's ridiculous. Accuracy so far, not that great, but it is soft. Well, and then the third shot went into the same as the first hole. 24.55. Average velocity of 24.48, extreme spread of 34, and a standard deviation of 15. So that's actually not bad. Considering how quickly we're changing back and forth from powders here, anything that's in the 15 range with the standard deviation for, you know, just a few shots with one powder and then a few shots with another, that's pretty impressive. Next up, we have 23.5 grains of Ramshot Xterminator. We're going to be shooting for the top left diamond here. Oh man, don't you just hate it when that happens? Okay, so we did not pick up a round. Okay, that felt crunchy. I'd say that was a good one. 24.85. Oh my word, these are shooting wonderfully. 25.50. That's always a good sign. Okay, so might not be getting enough back pressure here. Well, okay, that's not what I wanted to do, but that'll work. Wow, that's some good accuracy on that one. Holy crap. Average muzzle velocity of 2,500, extreme spread of 83, and a standard deviation of 36. Golly, I've been getting a lot of this lately. This just sucks. Okay, I know this is gonna irritate you guys because I'm not keeping it consistent, but I threw my can on the end because it was not cycling reliably, so I put the can on there to get a little bit more back pressure so that way we're not gonna run into any feeding issues, hopefully, with the rest of the test. The gun's kind of optimized to run with a suppressor anyway, so that's sort of my fault in the first place, but the wind completely died off. It was really windy earlier today, and the wind is just gone, so I was trying to avoid the mirage. because I don't like blaming the Mirage for accuracy issues. Right now, I don't think that's the problem, but nonetheless, we're gonna move on. So we got IMR 8208 next, 23.5 grains of 8208. And we're gonna be going for the top of the center diamond on this one. Okay, I think that hit like in the middle of the target, but I'm not going to move my point of impact until after this group. So hopefully you guys know where that's at, but I'm not sure which one of those shots was. Actually, I do see it now. Okay, so it's above the bullseye. We're gonna hope the rest of these are close enough to where it doesn't really interfere with that first group, but these haven't exactly been shooting great, so there's a good chance it will. 25-28 was the velocity on that one. That actually isn't too bad. 25-05. Okay, so that group was actually reasonable as far as accuracy goes. 25-40 on that last velocity there. The average velocity was 25-24, extreme spread of 35, and a standard deviation of 15. So again, I like that. And the group size was acceptable as far as I'm concerned with this gun, and very, very little luck with a lot of different bullets, to be totally honest with you. Next up is 24.0 grains of Ramshot tack. So I came up 0.8 of a mil. We're gonna go ahead and shoot for the top of the center diamond again because we didn't really use that spot on the target. So we're gonna go ahead and go for it again, and we're gonna go for the top of the center diamond with the tack powder. 25-21. 25-26. 25-08. Average muzzle velocity of 25-19, extreme spread of 18, and a standard deviation of 8. That was really good as far as the velocity is concerned, but the group kind of sucked. If I'd actually kept shooting with that powder and we got rid of that first shot or whatever, I don't know, it might have been better as far as accuracy is concerned, but so far the bullet this bullet in general in this barrel is not seeming to really want to agree with each other, so that's okay. That's part of the, you know, experimentation. It happens. Moving right along with 23.5 grains of H4895 by Hodgdon. We're gonna be going for the top right diamond now, since we didn't shoot at that one the last time, and then we'll move on down the target. 2491. 2500. 2501. I think we found a good burn range as far as the powder burn rate that this gun will agree with. I say that because our average velocity was 24.98, extreme spread of 10, and a standard deviation of 4.6. So what we've seen in previous tests, in particular with this gun, was that I worked from the fastest to the slowest powder, and what we found was that some powders on the far end of the spectrum really did poorly with extreme spreads, like the velocities were all over the place. But then you would see the velocity spread tighten up as you got closer to the burn range that's appropriate for the barrel that you're using, the barrel length, and you know, the combination of whatever loads you're using in it. So to me, it looks like right in the middle of that chart is where we want to be with this gun as far as the burn rate efficiency, because we're definitely getting good standard deviations, but the accuracy still sucks. So I don't know, might just not like this bullet. Okay, next up we have 24.5 grains of Hodgdon Varget. I'm gonna be going for the left side of the center diamond here. 25-31. 25-22. And 25-19. I may have pulled that last shot slightly, but not that much. I broke the shot just a little bit earlier than I wanted to, and I was just kind of hovering to the right a touch, but not by as much as it went to the right, but I just wanted to throw that out there, to be honest. So average muzzle velocity of 25-24, extreme spread of 12, and a standard deviation of 5. Now I do round these numbers off, so if it's like 4.9, which is what that SD was, I just rounded to 5. So a lot of times if you hear me naming off these numbers and they're not 100% correct. It is because I'm rounding them. So sometimes I go up or down based on what the decimal is, because I really don't care what the decimal is. It's not that big of a deal to me. It's just, I'm trying to give you guys hard numbers, something simple to digest. The accuracy on that was the best I think we've seen this whole time. Maybe aside from that third group that went kind of where it wasn't supposed to go. But still, we don't know what kind of consistency that would give us. The velocity consistency was excellent. Next up is going to be 27.5 grains of Hodgdon CFE 223. That's the biggest charge weight we've used up to this point. The mirage on this can's getting pretty bad. I'm going to try to finish up this test, but it's going to be rough. Going for the right side of the center diamond here. 2650. 2708. I was feeling so good about that too. I did not pull that shot. That was 100% just a bad group. 2738. For a second there, I was like, holy crap, we might have found a gun that CFE 223 actually likes, but nope. Average velocity was 2699, extreme spread of 89, and a standard deviation of 37, which is about what I'm used to seeing with CFE 223, because I just have not found a gun that this powder actually likes. At least not consistently. Last group of the day with this gun in this video is going to be 26.5 grains of Hodgdon Lever Evolution. And then we're going to talk about this a little bit going forward. 2671. 2718. 2674. All right, we have an average velocity of 2688, a extreme spread of 47, and a standard deviation of 22. So kind of like we were talking about earlier, you would see kind of a sweet spot in the burn range on where you would get that velocity consistency as far as the spread. And I think we left that sweet spot. So I think somewhere in the middle with this particular bullet is where you'll get consistency on a barrel length like this. I can't remember if this is a 16 or an 18-inch barrel, I'm sorry. It's been a while since I actually put it together, and we've been working on a lot of projects. So either way, with this particular bullet in that barrel, it seems like kind of the medium burn range as far as what this you see in load data for this particular cartridge would do. That's where it was good. So I'm not entirely sure where we're going to go forward with this. So we're going to continue with the 22 ARC stuff. This barrel has not really shot any of the Hornady bullets that we've put through it exceptionally well on a consistent basis. We've seen kind of a lot of like, oh, hey, that shot good, and then retest it and it just didn't shoot that good the second time. So like, I'm not sure if we're going to continue testing any of the bullets that we've already shot. We might try some different brands of bullets or just some different bullet weights and whatnot, but as far as what we've seen up to this point, like, it hasn't produced exceptional results consistently with really anything. So I did get some alpha brass on order so that we can start with new brass and good brass and see what kind of results we get with that. We might try some burger bullets because I like burger bullets, and you know, as long as you can find a bullet that shoots good in your gun, they're super consistent, which I really appreciate because their BCs are not a bunch of lies. But that being said, let me know in the comments what you guys want to see going forward with 22 ARC or with any of the new Hornady bullets, because again, we've been trying to use this as a test bed for a lot of the new Hornady bullets that have come out, just because I figured that would be appropriate. A lot of them are kind of designed for like this short case with, you know, the longer bullets that you can't really use in 223 in a gas gun. So going forward, like I said, do me a favor and vote in the polls. Let me know what you guys want to see as far as the polls are concerned, because that does help me big time as far as knowing what you guys are interested in, and it actually a lot of times dictates which videos I prioritize first over others, so it does matter. Leave comments as to what you guys want to see going forward. I can't do everything, obviously, but if there's enough people that want to see it, then I'll consider it. So your voice matters, and it helps me figure out what you guys are wanting to see. So that's going to conclude this video. I really appreciate you guys watching. Always leave your suggestions and stuff below, and I will always consider them. That being said, don't forget to glorify God. Y'all take care, stay risen, and we'll see you in the next video.